The letters were L and O, then silence. The prototype network crashed mid-login, a gasp in the wires. Yet something irreversible had begun. What kind of system survives by breaking? Follow the sparks as machines learn to route around failure, and humanity learns to speak at light speed. Long before silicon, pulses raced over copper, dots and dashes tying empires to outposts. Telegraph clerks became human routers, stitching messages across oceans. Speed shrank continents and made delay a weapon. Whoever commanded the lines commanded time. Amid Cold War dread, RAND engineer Paul Baran drew a daring map. Chopped up messages hopping node to node, no single throat to choke. Call them packets. If a city fell, routes would bend, not break. Resilience by design, not luck. Across the Atlantic, Donald Davies named the packets and built them at Britain's NPL. In Cambridge, Leonard Kleinrock's queuing math showed traffic could flow without central control. Independent sparks converged, decentralization as survival and as philosophy. Rugged interface message processors, early routers, arrive at UCLA, SRI, Utah, and UCSB. The first link breathes, then stumbles. Engineers tune tables, timers, buffers. A web of webs glimmers. Not hierarchy, but conversation, negotiated one hop at a time. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn confront a new problem. Many nets, many rules. Their answer, TCP/IP, wraps packets in a common language, end to end. The creed is simple. The core moves bits. The edges think. Interneting is born on a handshake of protocols.
In a Palo Alto lab, Robert Metcalf watches a printer jam queue into eternity and imagines a shared cable where computers politely take turns. Ethernet, coax, taps, collisions, turns local chaos into order. Offices wire up. A local conversation becomes a chorus. Bridges multiply lands until loops snarl them. Radia Perlman composes Spanning Tree, an algorithmic lullaby that stills the storm. Switches agree on a loop-free backbone. Traffic glides. Hubs fade, microsegments bloom. The quiet hum of switching replaces shouting. Gateways become routers with purpose. Read addresses, choose paths, forward fast. Distance vector whispers neighbor to neighbor. Link state floods a map to all. RIP is simple, OSPF precise. Both chase the moving target of congestion, outages, and time. Numbers are cruel to memory. Names are kind. Paul Makapetris invents DNS, a distributed phone book with routes and zones. Hosts files give way to authority and caching. A hostname turns human intent into numeric destiny in milliseconds, worldwide. Under salt and storm, glass threads stitch continents. Lasers whisper down hair-thin fibers. Repeaters sip power from the deep. Dense wavelengths stack like lanes on a freeway. A handshake in Lagos reflects from London before a heartbeat ends. At CERN, Tim Berners-Lee binds URLs, HTML, and HTTP into a simple spell. Click to fetch. The web pours through the pipes, and suddenly everyone has a printing press. Networks stop being a place for experts and become a stage for us all.
Air becomes a medium. Wi-Fi scatters packets through apartments and cafes. Cellular grids trade handoffs at highway speed. Home routers translate private realms to public via NAT. Mobility joins identity, and the edge stretches into pockets and palms. 1988. A self-replicating program slips across university hosts and chokes the fledgling internet. Machines collapse under their own echoes. Administrators improvise fire breaks. The first CERT forms overnight. The lesson is brutal. Connectivity cuts both ways. Defense hardens. Firewalls corral traffic. TLS wraps secrets. Intrusion sensors listen for footsteps in the noise. Yet policy routing wobbles. BGP leaks, hijacks, and misconfigs can black hole a nation. The global map is a pact of trust, fragile and vital. Inside vast data centers, rows of switches form leaf-spine fabrics. East-west flows dance between microservices. SDN lifts control into software. White boxes run programmable silicon. Routers become code and contracts as much as iron and fans. Constellations of low-Earth satellites paint moving meshes across the night. IPv6 opens a wider sky. QUIC sprints atop UDP. CDNs cache the world at its edges. The path from mouth to ear is now negotiated, encrypted, optimized, then renegotiated again. Under cities, seas, and skies, a network routes around disaster, and around us. From dots and dashes to dancing photons, its true genius is indifference. Any wire, any wave, any failure. The question that began it remains. How do we keep talking?